She's penicillin penny. She's the queen of the Sunset Strip. Well, if she ever gives you any, you better see your doctor real quick.
The stirs make you glance. Grab your hats, y'all. AJoT's going live on YouTube, where the truth's fly. With the boots on the ground, a cam in her hand, AJoT's patrolling this great land. Through city streets and back road dust, she's watching the watchers in her we trust. Streaming live from dawn to night, she's the voice of justice, the beacon of light. AJoT, standing tall and proud, country heart, her voice ain't loud. Tune in on YouTube, see her stance, she's telling the stories that make you glance. Under the neon lights or the setting sun, AJoT's work is never done. From the sheriff's misdeeds to the city patrol, her lens is sharp, she's on a roll. Investigating truths with a country flair. On YouTube, you'll find it there. So hit that subscribe, ring the bell for more. AJoT's got stories galore. On YouTube's trail, she rides ahead. Champion of the free, just like she said.
I was muted. Rookie. What's up, everybody? Welcome in.
Amateur.
Not. Shh. Are you ready to get lost with AJoT? Woohoo! All right.
Very good. Excellent recovery. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lost with AJoT, where we're going to go over a handful of videos we picked out to take a look at. One's from Red Tree Crime Stories. One's a guy wrestling with a pair of handcuffs, and he has an absolutely astounding story. He was trying to hook up with a threesome and got arrested for murder, I think. So I'm not sure how that happens, but apparently he has a perfectly reasonable explanation. I'm not sure if you're going to buy it, but we're going to hear him out at least, right?
Right.
You got anything you want to tell everybody about before we get started? We just going to jump in this with both feet, see how she wiggles.
However you want to do it. I mean,
Oh,
you forgot that thing, you know.
which thing?
That thing.
I'm going to need more things.
We got to say hi to everybody.
Then do it.
I can't point. I can't highlight them. It's not as good. Okay, anyway.
That's the frustration that gets you. Of course, we're going to have to start with the gold.
Go toe for life. And smoking on, he can't get nothing anymore. He's like
He's
part of the crew.
got too many. You've got too many. You're at your limit. No more. How about next?
North Alabama cryptid, right?
Mid-South Sasquatch. Good to see you, bud.
Mid-South Sasquatch.
CZ Scott Designs. It's a new channel. Haven't seen it before. I hope Gorge. Right.
Thank you.
You've got to learn to be the face of the channel.
Okay.
You've got to learn. You got to just smile and grunt through it.
So we got William Downey up in here. Woo woo.
Yee.
We got
Conquistador. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I just like saying it. Sometimes I'll ride down the road and look at my wife and go Conquistador. And she's like, what? And I can't help it. I start laughing maniacally and wreck. And this has all been a dream.
Freestyle in here. We got Austin, Texas 21. And I think
there's
that's
too many people. I can't keep up.
There's not too many
I have to
people.
hire someone else. Wingspan Angel. Cool.
Wingspan Angel.
William Downey, good to see you, bud. All of these people. Why are they here? Freeside. What is up, bud? I'm just gonna say it one more time and I'll stop. Conquistador. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, because we had this whole thing planned and we're not just winging it, I swear to God.
You found me in the back of my truck because I literally went to go grab some cigarillos to smoke some weed. The person I was trying to get a threesome with
Welcome in, Deb.
literally was on her phone the whole time.
That is an unfortunate evening. Somehow my man left to go get cigarillos and a threesome and ended up with us.
I had to get my cigarillos, you know.
My
Gotta smoke
cigarillos and my
that
reefer.
sweet.
Dove F73.
Mhm.
Sounds strange. I don't know why, but no one asked me.
Sounds like this fine gentleman is living life to its fullest. Unfortunately for him, these cops didn't bring him here to inquire about his hobbies. No, they're investigating a murder and employing a classic good cop, bad cop approach. Let's see it in action.
All right. I have a few questions that
Okay.
right out the box. Is this gentleman intoxicated? Are his rights being violated if he is? And can this testimony be taken as into a court after the fact if he was interrogated under the influence? I've always wondered this, and I've never found a straight answer from anybody.
Well, to me, I mean, whether you're under the influence or not, I mean, if you read your rights and you continue to talk, that's your bad. Just because you're under the influence.
Every other aspect of policing in the court system, if you are under the influence, it invalidates results.
Well, that's news to me.
You cannot testify in a court case if you're under the influence. You cannot serve in a jury with jury duty under the influence. You cannot. There's a lot of stuff you can't do.
Well,
if you're
yeah, right. Yes, I get that.
So why would you be able to testify against yourself?
But it's I mean, I don't.
Pretty sure the CIA had this MK Ultra thing that went down a while back that was all about this shit, but I'm not going to get into that tonight. We're going to talk to a drunk guy about who he killed. Check this out. He was going to have a threesome.
Welcome in, Rats.
That's an insult to me. I'm sorry not to insult you.
Lori's World.
You said better nothing. I know you're not worried about.
Lori's World. Party time. Sex man.
Bro, I said you. That's all. My mother raised. Sorry, my mother raised me better than that. Okay. Can I get a redo?
Can I get a redo?
A man and a woman walk into a bar.
All right.
The man pulls out a gun and shoots the woman.
I get that he's going for the creepy jump scare approach with this. I get it.
It looks
worked.
like there's blood on that paper in the back.
I have no idea what the backstory to this channel is, but I know that YouTube's been smoking up a bunch of narrator channels for not showing faces. So people have started doing lots and lots of unveiling videos and stuff.
Really?
Face reveals. Yeah. If like what's the name of it? A Briefcase. There's a channel called A Briefcase. For 5 or 6 years, it's been beyond reproach on any aspect of its monetization, and they demonetized it because they'd never seen his face and he refused to do the triple authentication crap. Because he was already monetized before all that went into place, and they retroactively hit him with one of them lovely AI takedowns, kind of. So he had to back up and admit that he was a couple of different channels, if I'm not mistaken. It was either him or I cannot remember the name of that other channel. They sound exactly alike.
Cheers, Queen.
What's up, Queen Kayla?
With his background, I don't know. I'm so distracted by the booze.
Maybe it's his kid's artwork and his kid's demented demon.
In the face. He then leaves the bar and hides in the trunk of a parked pickup truck. Eventually, the police locate the man, arrest him, and bring him in for an interrogation. Good cop, bad cop.
Wait a second. The trunk of a parked pickup truck or his pickup truck? And what is the trunk of a truck in the first place? We're talking about the bed of a truck? Isn't that a little different?
I mean, that's the only thing that's plausible, right?
Maybe it's got a tonneau cover on it. Integrity News Now. Good to see you, bud. Welcome in.
Thanks for coming in.
Cup style. We all want to know what happened. Let's watch.
Left on there. You want water or anything? Dress?
All right, in a second, you'll be able to do that with us. Okay, when they're done, they sir.
You'll be what? We'll get you back by the break in a minute. Okay.
It's not going to be a second. Okay, I don't know what to tell you, man.
I'm just saying, the man hasn't convinced me that he's not an AI.
You got me. I don't know what's going on.
So,
Obviously,
according to this man,
Fuck you, big Mar.
oh, he's reading something that was on the wall. You think?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm Detective Taylor.
People talking.
I'm sorry?
There's two people talking. I don't know.
I'm Detective Taylor.
I don't know enough.
Red
what's
flag.
going on. Okay.
Well, hold on a second. We're going to read you and then we'll talk. Okay? Fair enough. Let me explain again.
That's okay.
Hey, we can't talk to you until we read you this. Okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, Dev.
Got the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You understand that? You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand that, right?
Who am I gonna call?
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any question that you wish. Yeah. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights, not answer any questions or make any statements. You understand that?
Just gotta use a bathroom.
What's up, Tiffany's a Pepsi? Welcome in, girl.
I'm hard of hearing, so yell at me.
Do you understand what your Miranda was? Do you understand?
Miranda rights, yes, sir.
Okay.
You covered your bases.
Okay. We just wanted to make sure you understood.
May I put your restroom?
Yeah, we'll get an officer and let you use the restroom. How bad do you gotta go?
I just gotta.
How bad do you have to go? What does it matter?
Girl left me
No problem.
at the bar.
He is apparently still drunk.
Where do you get the backstory that he was drunk? Did I miss that?
Pay attention to how he talks and acts. He's
Okay.
getting more messed up as this
So
goes
just
on.
to reiterate, you understand your Miranda rights, correct? Because we read it. What's your name, man? What's your name?
Yeah.
AARON. What's your last name?
Yeah. Right.
Scully's in the house.
RIDENOUR.
You need to answer aloud.
Yes, sir.
What's your date of birth?
Sk- 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 sk-
I think I'm turning 29. This 28.
So you're 28 now. What's your social? What's your social security number?
You're getting personal there, Oscar.
I
You
mean,
want to buy me a drink first? Maybe give me a little peck on the cheek. Wish me good night.
What's going on? Why don't you go grab some cigarillos?
Why don't you tell us what's going on? Listen,
You found me in the back of my truck because I literally went to go grab some cigarillos to smoke some weed. The
Literally.
person I was trying to get a threesome with literally was on her phone the whole time.
literally.
I don't know what
where
to.
were you at?
You know where I was at? What the
No, I
heck?
don't know where you were. You just told me you were on the west side getting
No,
cigarettes.
I never said that at all.
Were your trucks on the west side?
No, that's where I live.
Okay, listen.
That's where 8 officers were.
Let's cut this short.
No, let's not. Ask me the question and then I'll give you an answer.
Okay.
That's not my hand. I'm in the handcuffs.
Were you
I'm
at
not-
the Mexican trade tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I've been at the last 7 years. I love
Who were you in Heights Cafe with?
my girlfriend,
What's her name?
Lanicia.
Okay. And who else were you there with? I was there with the bartender, and then I called Tiffany. Okay.
Tiffany. I kind of feel like we're making up names as we're going along at this point. Do you?
It's possible.
Yeah, okay. All right. Homie might be just a little skunked up though. We'll see.
And then what?
What do you? I asked her if she had some weed.
Okay.
She didn't have any weed.
Okay. You asked who?
Tiffany.
Okay.
She's the property manager of the house that I used to live next door to.
And how did she get to the bar?
That I used to live in next door to. This Tiffany. Yeah. See. You're never gonna get me, Capas.
Are you sure?
Like you. Because she's bisexual and my girl's bisexual, and I was trying to have a threesome.
So you call her?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We have a participation trophy for the night. Information don't come free. It's ass, grass, or gas. Nobody rides for free.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So
I don't understand what's going on. You found me in the back of a truck.
we didn't find you in the back of that truck.
Yes, you did. There was 8 officers. I'm not doing anything.
See, that's what I was saying. If this man is 3 sheets to the wind hammered, God forbid he swallowed whatever he had on him before they brought him in here. He is in the process of going through the ride of his life. He may not live through it. And he's fixing to try to go toe to toe with not 1, but 2 detectives who have decided to use the good cop, bad cop technique. And it goes off without a hitch. They pull this down like they were professionals. And I suspect they might be, working for the police and all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not sure how useful this would be in a court, although it may lead to other evidence that would be proof. But is it fruit of the poison tree? Is it water from the poison well is my question.
Welcome in someone somewhere.
Someone, somewhere
Somewhere.
over the rainbow, smoking. Stop hiding. You're not permitted to hide. You got to quit doing that.
Look, I can for a moment if I need to.
I apologize.
It wasn't us who found you.
It's y'all doing your job.
Welcome in Anarchy
I don't know
Television.
what happened when I got.
So if you don't know what happened, why are you so upset?
Because my girl is look where I'm at. My girl hasn't been home. I literally got woken up.
Veterans Affair, welcome in.
I got woken. No, she's not fine. I got woken. I got the truck. There's 2 people talking. I'm gonna wait until you guys.
Well, I'll answer. Lenicia is fine.
That's fantastic.
We had a conversation with
That's fantastic. I got woken up because my girl had a problem with me and a threesome. And I walked out.
So
Hold
how
on.
did you get from?
But you're such a super stud muffin. I thought for sure she'd be totally down for all that. Right? I mean, look at him. This man's an absolute specimen.
The Heights Cafe to the back of your truck.
How did I get to the Heights Cafe?
Not the Heights Cafe.
Because I called somebody else because Tiffany was not willing to do a threesome tonight.
Okay. Who did you call?
Huh. Imagine that.
Imagine
The chick wasn't willing to do a threesome.
Tiffany or his chick?
Tiffany. I'm not sure his chick was down on it either because apparently she woke him up mad. Because apparently, I don't know. Let's find out.
Who did I call?
Who did you call to get around?
I didn't call anybody. My phone is. You guys have my phone. My phone is dead. My phone was dead when I left.
So how did you get around?
How did I get around? I ran into somebody that I know.
Who is that?
No, sir.
No, sir.
What you told me.
I didn't tell you anything.
You didn't have to. You told me my rights.
I read your rights. So when
Absolutely, and I understand the rights.
Okay.
So stop, please. Please stop.
Right? Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to bring her in. My girl is terrified.
So your girl, are you saying your girl gave you a ride?
I'm asking you a question. Look at the cameras.
Your girl gave you a ride?
It's a simple question. You were the type to pay.
I just spent the last 4 hours interrogating her.
Talks for 4 hours.
However long, I don't have the phone, it's not on. So who did I call?
I didn't
call anybody. I ran into somebody and I got a ride home because I knew them because I buy cigarillos often.
Okay.
I smoke weed often.
Can you tell me who that is that you got a ride so that I can confirm your story?
Who'd you get a ride from here? This is simple, man. Not trying to be. We not going back and forth.
So he turned himself in?
They found him in the back of a truck. Whether or not it's his truck is another debatable point.
But the officer just said, "Who did you get a ride
Back to
from
his
here?"
truck.
No, well,
From
he said
the
here,
bar
though.
where he was trying to hook up for the threesome with a location, whether it was a bar, cafe, whatever it was, to the place where they picked him up out of the bed of a truck. He was apparently hiding in the bed of a truck or just sleeping. Welcome in, Christine Fortunato.
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 It's not going back and forth.
Okay. Well, what we're trying to do is establish your alibi, where you were at.
An alibi for what? You have yet to tell me a thing.
Well,
sir,
we're trying to get your story.
Okay, so
I'm on a haircut. I'm not a threat. I'm gonna sit back.
You said
nobody said it was
Then why are you treating me like you asked me a question and I'm not going to answer?
Okay.
I'll plead the fifth.
Okay.
I'll plead the fifth.
That's fine. Here's the thing.
My peanut has a
Hold on,
son
pause it.
who just turned 6.
Peanut.
Smoking
Peanut.
auditor. I need you in my chat for a minute, please.
You need to be useful.
I need
He's-
you. Yeah. I need you to
super
put your
simp.
skills to use in the bigger chat.
Oh.
Sorry. I did.
Say that again so I can hear you with my bad ear.
I said I need your help in the bigger chat.
Because it's bigger, it's better, huh?
Oh.
I cannot wait to flip that. That is going to be solid gold later. Dude, shots fired. I don't even have my vest on. Like, what did I do?
Cheers.
It's because you're a bad person and are crying about the decisions you made in your life. Why are you coming at me? You want a smoke session? We can do it. Check.
I'm not coming at you. I was just
I
trying to.
kind of felt a little at my face, sort of like a Mia Khalifa video.
I don't know. See,
This
this
I
is
don't
AJoT show.
I don't even know what's going on. Y'all don't even.
I'm with this guy. I was just trying to have a threesome. I don't even know what was going on. He's upset about it too. Look how upset he is. That poor baby. He was just trying to feed his family and shot a white woman. How about that?
Welcome in, generally specific.
Generally specific. Welcome in, bud. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming by. It wasn't a low-key bird. That wasn't no kind of low-key bird. I know a flex when I hear one. You ain't messing with me. Stop sipping. Back off. Let me handle my back end, all right? Take my lightweight on this one. Smoking. Yeah, go to the bigger chat. I don't mind.
It's not bigger channel.
You want me to tell you what's going on? Yeah.
Wait, what?
It's not bigger channel. You have the bigger channel. I just have the bigger
That's not what, yeah, you got like 70 motherfuckers in chat over there. You'll help me. I'm over here with 9. Freaking auditors like, share that link, and then that link, and then we're gonna smoke a big fat bowl for a little while. I get you. Just
and RP said, did you see? I guess OJ set the standard.
all right. So here's my question. Girls do have an unfair advantage, generally specific. You're not incorrect on that statement.
What are you talking about?
What?
You have one of the sexiest voice running around on YouTube.
It doesn't have titties.
It doesn't. Nobody sees my titties.
keep stuttering. You'll find something that'll stick. Just keep trying. This has turned into a very different show. Oh my. Ooh. We were
Okay.
talking about threesomes, and then you made it go wild by shooting shots and stuff. All right. Get you another drink of that eggnog. We're talking about it.
Please, here's what's going on. I'm gonna smoke. You gotta stop talking before I can talk, because you're not gonna hear what I have.
Yes, sir. You're right.
We've talked to everybody that was in that bar. We've talked to the person you got the ride from. We know everything already.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Who did I get a ride from?
Jeremy, you happy? Jeremy,
Jeremy who?
I'm not playing your game. I ask questions here. So we don't need you to tell us what happened. We already know. Okay, so listen to me. The only question is why. Now's your time to explain why this happened. Because right now, you look like a cold-blooded killer. That's what you look like.
Is that man a cold-blooded killer?
I don't think so, but I mean, he really
Then why
sounded
was he
like
hiding
he
in the bed of
wanted
a
to
truck?
have a threesome.
I understand that he wanted to have a threesome, but why was he hiding in the bed of a truck?
I mean, according to him, he wasn't hiding. He was getting his cigarillos for his weed.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Yep. Mm-hmm. So the threesome.
It's from two people. They saw what you did. They told us what you did. Don't play the games, man. You're going to look like a cold-blooded killer in front of a jury, unless you can tell us why this happened. Because nobody else can. Because you know what's in your head.
Well, we do know it's the what, and we know.
You can at least make the claim that she came straight for your face. You can do the armpit like she's coming straight for us. Blah 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 blah. I mean, you got to try something. You can't just sit there and be like, "No, I was trying to have a threesome. It didn't happen because I got arrested after that white girl died." She just died. Did the bullets magically appear in her? I don't know what happened. Let's find out.
You know the where. We just want to know the why.
So now's your chance.
And this is going to be the only chance you can be able to talk to us. So that's why we brought you up here as a courtesy to speak with you, to get your side of the story.
As a
That's why
courtesy.
That's why we're sitting here now.
You go back to the start. What are you talking?
A courtesy.
Okay. Oh, listen, you don't care. No, it's fine. We can go to court with it. I'm not worried about it. What experience do I have with this? I'm not pleading my case to you. You guys know my back record. So if you really don't, then I have a speeding ticket that I have. I don't know anything about. You don't need to. You guys are just told.
You don't need to.
Does he even know what he's saying anymore?
I don't think so. I suspect this gentleman was under the influence of alcohol when he was arrested and had possibly swallowed some other substances before, and so now 45 minutes an hour later he's under the influence of all of it and just trying to talk his way out of it, and it's not going well
at all.
Well, I mean, I don't want to I'm not trying to typecast. I'm just saying the types of he's obviously he has a parasympathetic nervous system depressant in his system of some sort, whether it's alcohol or benzos. They can kind of resemble one another. I think it's alcohol. And then there's also a stimulant directly affecting his method of speech because he's speaking too fast and slurring, which implies either a heavy dose of alcohol, like a good Hennessy slug, not no lightweight, and possibly he swallowed a bit of crack. Maybe it's not the weed, so don't come at me with that shit.
I mean, but the weed and the alcohol together.
But the weed, I don't know. I feel like there's a stimulant involved here. He has the necessity to speak. He can't not speak. He even asked for a do-over so he could talk some more.
told us, but you just told us. You guys don't need to. You can look up my name. I don't have anything. I'm letting you know what's going on. If somebody killing, that's an insult to me. I prefer not to talk to you.
Okay.
Sir.
You said you're not.
I know you're not worried about
You don't want to talk to the bad cop.
I didn't call you.
Holy shit.
I said you look like. I didn't say that.
That's a my mother raised my mother raised me better than
I'm
that.
not gonna play dumb games. Okay. This is the.
Dumb games.
Are you talking to me now? Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah. You want to continue to talk to me?
It doesn't matter.
Would you like to talk to me? Or
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I don't know what talk to you. What? I don't understand what you're talking. There's just a lot of things being thrown at me, sir.
Well, I'm not trying to throw a lot at you.
You hear the cadence of his speech, how
Yeah.
it speeds up and then occasionally it drops off like he's really drunk. But
Right.
then a few seconds later, he's back to being back on top. That's why I say there might be a stimulant involved. Because if he was just drunk or just on heavy benzos, his slurring would continue even through, to an extent, even through the adrenaline of being arrested.
Mhm.
The adrenaline would only stand up to it for so long
Right.
before slurring would continue. And I don't think you would have this bump of apparent cognizance.
You said you were at the Heights Cafe, correct? Tonight. And you were with your girl. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Being that you was at the bar, you said you tried to get the girl Tiffany that you called down to the bar. Is this correct? Am I correct here?
Yes, sir.
Am I following you?
Yes, sir.
So you called her down to the bar and you said you were trying to have a threesome.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you said your girlfriend, Lanicia, correct,
Yes.
is bisexual, and you said the girl Tiffany is bisexual, and you were trying to have a threesome tonight.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. From this point, what took place after that?
I was to go grab.
Well, I didn't get no weed. I wasn't in no threesome, and I think that's bad. You can at least tell them an entertaining story. You don't necessarily have to confess everything. Tell them about that time you was in Boy Scouts with Scoutmaster Peter.
Stop.
Cigarillos. She had weed.
Who had weed? That's what I'm asking you.
Tiffany did.
Okay. So Tiffany had weed.
I didn't have nothing. I went to go grab some cigarillos.
From where? Where'd you
I
go?
went up the street. I can't remember the name. I used to live in a neighborhood.
Mhm.
Off of not Vanderbilt. It was a Pioneers.
Okay.
That place was closed. I had to go up. Walking towards the Circle K. There was no way that I was able to get to Circle K from where I was at to get some cigarillos.
Okay. So what did you do?
I called Jay.
Who's Jay?
I called Jay 3 times and he was not answering.
So then what did you do?
This is you see how he's not quite seemingly able to maintain a thread of conscious thought. I
Correct.
don't think that's alcohol. I don't know exactly what it is, but it doesn't sound like alcohol to me. Maybe alcohol and some sort of stimulant, like maybe he swallowed some meth or some crack or something like that. I don't know, but I don't see a sober man before me.
No, I agree there.
I was walking up towards the Circle K.
Okay.
I ended up running into a female that I used to talk to.
What's her
Right
name?
after high school.
What's her name?
Sir,
What's her name?
sir,
What's her name?
a cold-blooded killer is what your partner just told me.
You're talking to me, but your partner. But you said you want to talk to me, correct?
I don't understand what's actually
Okay.
going
Wait,
on.
that's what I'm.
He's attempting to deflect. That is a classic deflection. to accuse someone else of doing something that's either inappropriate or wrong, and your partner just called me a cold-blooded killer. You're offending me. He doesn't care.
I'm trying to establish here.
What is
Aaron, I'm trying to establish this with you, man. Now, do you want to continue to talk to me or do you not want to?
I don't understand the process.
Well, I explained your rights. I said you understood your rights, correct? You understood your Miranda warnings.
He's starting to wonder about that
You guys
shit.
covered your bases. I don't understand.
I understand,
what's going on.
but that's why I'm trying to. I'm trying to get an understanding from you on where your whereabouts were when you left the bar. Where did you go after that?
I went to go grab cigarettes.
Okay, you said you called Jay 3 times. That's what you said, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, who's Jay?
Your partner just
I'm asking you.
Your partner just listen, I'm not playing dumb with you. Your partner just
I'm asking you.
Right now, AJoT is going to take care of the baby, and she thinks the show is continuing as normal. Really, we're just going to give you all dead air for 37 seconds. Nah, that's boring.
I'm not my partner.
you're not dumb either.
I'm not, and I'm asking you who is Jay.
So treat me with some respect.
I am treat. Am I disrespecting?
No, but you're playing.
Have I disrespected?
You're playing down.
I'm not. I'm asking you who Jay is.
If I ever get to a position where I'm facing an interrogation, I can't decide whether I'm going to tell them a story about a goat that never existed or start singing I Want My Lawyer in 3-part harmony. Still a coin flip away from a decision. What's up, John Denicola? Welcome in, bud.
You just told me that
I didn't tell you anything. I'm asking you specifically
Howdy.
who is Jay.
I see a lawyer.
Ghost Eagle Guardian.
That's
Good
fine.
to see you, bud.
We're done talking, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I don't understand what they were talking about. I don't understand what they were talking about. Can I get a redo?
Right. So now we're going to attempt to escape from a set of handcuffs placed there by a professional. Targeted patent, welcome in. We have an escape artist attempting to escape.
I don't understand.
Right. You didn't understand and you shouldn't have talked to them. But now you have, and you're in this
Fuck
position.
fuck you,
Lawyer.
Big Mark.
Lawyer.
Who is that? Is this legal process? I don't understand what's going on.
Aaron,
So give us a play-by-play.
No?
Okay.
question for you. Would you be willing to submit to a gunshot residue test?
Where's my lawyer? I don't know what's going on.
I'm not asking you about the
I don't know
crime.
what's going on.
Yes or no?
I don't know what's going on.
Do you want to submit to a gunshot residue test? It's a test where we rub your hand to see if you fired again.
Am I allowed to answer a question? So,
Yeah, you can say yes or no.
no,
If you don't want to, you don't, just tell me no.
I just want to see. I don't know what's going on. There's so much going on. You guys, I don't know what's going on. You got me in the back of my truck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's
Do
going
you
on.
want to take the test or not?
Yes or no?
And I ain't even studying, and I ain't supposed to be here today.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Okay. So you want to talk to your lawyer before you do that?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't have training with this. I'm trying to live. I got my peanut and I got 5-year-old.
It's simply just or no. Man. If you don't want to take
Not simply that, sir.
I left the. Oh wow. That
Oh
was,
wow, yeah.
a little bit of a
Baby.
deep cut. The real deep cut. That's a real rabbit hole there.
What's
Well,
up, LA Spike? Welcome in. Sorry, I
That is
missed a few. Ghost Eagle. Hi.
targeted patent.
John DeColo. What?
Oh,
Targeted
targeted
patent?
patent showed up. Yeah.
Oh, my stupid people. Yeah.
I've
Crack
got
kills.
invitations to other things coming in, but I'm here doing this, helping out the big room.
I don't know what's going on.
This is what's going on. You're being charged with murder and felonious assault.
Thank you for tickling that like.
Get you out of here.
And then it's all to say crap kills.
What?
Was killed by YouTube channels. What it did.
We'll get you out of here real soon. You'll be out. Okay?
Wow, it's not enough for that murder. They're charging me with murder.
All right, man. Stand up this week.
Right there, he's on.
What you want me to do?
You good, man? He's gonna take that off and he's gonna cough you off.
I don't know. I got that here. What?
I'm taking these off, okay?
Sir?
Put your hand behind your back.
Is it possible that your bad hearing has come from use of a gun tonight?
I didn't think about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Just like that.
Okay.
By him claiming he don't know what's going on, when clearly
Yeah, okay.
he does.
Aaron Ridor pled guilty to manslaughter to avoid a murder charge and was thusly sentenced to 20 years in prison for the killing of Tiffany Ross. We will never understand why Aaron did what he did, and perhaps equally mysterious is that we will never know who Big Mar is. Who is Big Mar?
There's something written on the door, some graffiti written on the door, and he's like, "Bump Big Mar." Who is that? Is this the justice process?
That was
He's
crazy.
not quite wrong there.
Welcome in, Stephanie.
Stephanie. Are y'all familiar with what's this dude's name? Hold on. Leeshun.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Roy Leeshun Williams.
No.
All right, so he's in Virginia, and he was convicted of something, but he's fully paid his dues to society, and when he got out on good behavior a little early, still doing the whole like checking in thing, but I don't think he's actually on paper anymore, right?
Mhm.
He's got these cops that are jumping out and shaking his ass down everywhere he goes. Like, he can't get away from him. He go to a barbecue at his mama's house, and they show up, shake everybody down, and leave. And I was just curious how legal you thought this type of behavior might be. But before anybody jumps to any conclusions, I'm going to let you see a little bit of what's going on. The guy does some explanation, but we'll move right into it. But everybody's innocent until, proven guilty in a court of law, obviously. So allegedly.
Boom, perfect timing.
Right? That's his headshot. Did he have to do it on the casting couch there?
I know.
So
it didn't matter that I had dogs. It didn't matter that I had a job, that I had an apartment that I needed to pay rent. It didn't matter that I had firearms floating that could have got into anybody's hand while I'm incarcerated. None of these things mattered. Only thing that mattered was we finally got Roy Leeshun Williams in our custody, and we're not letting him go.
If you're just joining the investigation, Roy Leeshun Williams has been facing persistent harassment from the Richmond, Virginia Police Department. What's striking is that they don't even seem to care about hiding it. Whenever they stop Mr. Williams, they consistently follow the same procedure. The officer will often pull him over under false pretenses, conduct a license plate check, discover he's a registered gun owner, and from there, the situation always seems to escalate. What makes Roy Williams' case so unique is that he has managed to capture all the police harassment on camera. Most people don't realize how important it is to document these encounters. As we explore this case more deeply, it's hard not to wonder, is there a conspiracy against Roy Leeshun Williams? According to court documents, Sergeant Jonathan Nathanson from the City of Richmond Police Department pulled over Roy Williams' vehicle. The reason for the stop was that the car was allegedly speeding and swerving in and out of the lane. During the interaction, Sergeant Nathanson asked Mr. Williams if he had any firearms in the car. Mr. Williams stated that he had a concealed weapons permit. Despite being asked multiple times, Mr. Williams consistently said the firearm was concealed. There was also a large dog freely moving inside the vehicle. Sergeant Nathanson went back to his police car to write 2 summonses, which took about 16 to 18 minutes. He called.
All right.
16 to 18 minutes.
To write 2, hey, show up at 9:30 on Monday.
Welcome in, Benty.
Hey, Ben. Welcome in, bud. Appreciate you coming by. That I feel like that is a bit long for a stop for someone who's been stopped by every cop in this precinct.
Right.
It's no longer an ID check. They know who he is. Not that an ID check is legal, but
called for backup, and 2 other officers arrived.
And another point. This is actually the finale of a series this channel has done on this man. The rest of this series goes way more in depth into the different things that have been going on around him with lots of footage and stuff. This kind of hits all the high spots. It recaps the whole series. That's why I chose this.
One of them recognized Mr. Williams from a previous, quote, assault issue, end quote, and mentioned that he was the person from a viral video where he displayed a concealed gun. Sergeant Nathanson returned to Mr. Williams's car and asked him to step out. He explained it was to avoid the dog and observe Mr. Williams's motor skills. After repeating the request, Mr. Williams complied. As soon as Mr. Williams got out, Sergeant Nathanson saw a handgun inside his open jacket. According to the sergeant, it was one of the largest revolvers he had ever seen.
So, what? A 357?
Maybe.
44 Magnum? Was it a Desert Eagle 50 cal? Wait, no, it's a revolver. So maybe a Taurus? They're pretty chunky. I guess the point is it wasn't a Saturday night special. It's certainly not a deep cover Wyatt.
Right.
Immediately, Sergeant Nathanson handcuffed Mr. Williams, who explained that the gun belonged to him. The sergeant claimed he seized the firearm for safety purposes.
We have a legally licensed concealed carry permit carrier who is concealed carrying his weapon, and the officer seizes his weapon for officer safety. I don't.
What's the problem?
What's the problem? That's a Second Amendment rights violation right off the top. It's Fourth Amendment rights violation for finding out he had a gun in the first place. I mean, you shouldn't even know if it's concealed. You shouldn't even know he has a gun. And if he slips up and you happen to see it, that's not a reason to bust him out for what? Open carrying? I'm so confused by the thoughts process from this cop. Anyway, so it gets worse.
Last time that you posted a video like this, what year was it? 2016?
Yes.
Okay, so it's been 4 years since you posted a video. In those 4 years since, what has happened to you?
Well, what happened in 2017 was, once again, their average year check-in, because they got to check in on me every year. I'm traveling to go wash clothes, man, not bothering nobody. Just taking my clothes to the laundromat. And I noticed the car pull behind me, and it's an under.
All right. The reason most cops are not taught the Constitution is because that is less important to the officers themselves for safety reasons. That's less important than maintaining the control of the scene. This is where ego often comes into conflict with rights, is where a cop thinks he's supposed to maintain control of all situations he's involved in. That's absurd. No one has control of all situations they're involved in. So that's just a broken goal to begin with. And they're not trained in the actually trained in the Constitution, because most of these people end up being trained by municipalities and not the state. Sheriffs do have to do a little bit more constitutional stuff than your typical police department. But the swearing in ceremony is supposed to be the same. So it's the same oath. I don't know. What do you think on that one?
No, well said.
I second that remark.
The cover unmarked car, but you can tell that it's kind of police because, you know, the lights and stuff. You're unmarked, but you still kind of marked.
Right.
But I ain't think none of it. I'm like, hey, even if you do pull me, I'm not worried. You know, once again, I'm not doing anything, and I'll record if I have to. Man, I look at my phone. I'm on 1%. I was baffled. But body camera, right?
Right.
They got body camera, right? I'm good. I should be good. This should be fun. Hey, let's see what happens. To my surprise, no, of course, no body camera of this encounter whatsoever. 2017, by the way.
The general orders of the Richmond, Virginia Police Department regarding body-worn camera usage outline various situations in which officers are required to activate their body-worn cameras. These examples are not...
What is your favorite revolver?
I mean, I've only had a Ruger 22, so.
I like the Blackhawks. Specifically, the I think 5-inch barrel was one of the shortest they offered. I just like the way it sits in the hand, and the fact that once you crack yourself between the eyes with that front sight about once, you won't do it again. Because how? So it'll make a believer out of you, I'll tell you that much. What's your favorite semi-automatic pistol?
I don't know.
Wolverine 22 is probably the most beautiful construction created by the hand of man. Go look at a Wolverine and tell me it's not beautiful.
Limited to the ones mentioned, but serve as guidelines. In the case of Roy Leeshun Williams, he falls within 6 out of the 8 listed examples in the general orders that specify when a police officer in Richmond, Virginia should activate their body-worn camera. However, as Mr. Williams himself stated, there was no body-worn camera footage ever recovered during this particular interaction with Richmond police.
Actually, I have a Ruger Mark IV in my closet. I bought it from actually, it might be in Savannah. I bought it from my wife, and she took it out of the box, held it for about 10 seconds, and asked me to put it back in the box, and I wrapped it up in the oilcloth. So yes, ma'am. And it sits wherever it sits to this day, safely stored away somewhere.
My mommy has a 45.
A 45?
Yeah.
It's 22, but this is like, have you ever seen a Firefly?
Yeah.
All right. So in one of the episodes, Inara carries a space laser gun. That space laser gun is actually a nickel-plated Mark IV with the slide pulled out and a piece of plastic stuck into the barrel to make a little laser sight thing. So it's was completely safe on set, but they didn't do anything else to it. There's like a little round disc glued to the end of the barrel, but other than that, it's just a Mark IV. They're beautiful.
Hey, you're swerving in and out of lanes. I had to come make sure everything's okay. I said, yeah, everything okay. I'm good. My dog was in the car. My dog had just jumped from the goddamn on passenger seat over into my lap. I had to put her back over to the passenger seat. And he saw the dog. I had a big pit bull. And he like, yeah, let me run your license, make sure everything cool. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. So we go back to the car. Then he come back. He said, you got any weapons? I said, you must have ran my license plate, because clearly my license plate is going to show you that I got my concealed. And
oh no, buddy, I ain't changed nothing to it. That thing is still just as heavy as a damn old horse kick. It ain't like I said, it's a little 22. It ain't nothing to write home to mama about. It's just a pretty piece of equipment. It is beautifully made, and it is pretty stiff. I'm not gonna lie. You're not gonna hit much with it because you're pulling too hard on the trigger before you manage to get a shot.
all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
you must have ran my license plate. He like, yeah, you got a weapon? I'm like, it's concealed. Here's my concealed weapons permit for you if you want to know. So he said, once
Did you catch that with Laurel last night?
No.
We had a guy come on Flow State's channel, and he cut through the entire madness of that channel to ask me where I live and whether or not I could go to Tennessee. And,
really?
Yeah, he was very interested in some Sasquatch, and I tried to creep him out, and it just seemed to please him. I told him he had the riz of Mark Zuckerberg and Stephen King. And he seemed to like that, and then I didn't know what to do with him because he got a phone call. It's weird. he just sat there on his phone call talking to someone else. I don't even understand what happened after that. It went strange, and I said, screw it, and went to bed.
Again, I gotta get the weapon. I gotta get the weapon. No, you don't. If you're gonna write me a ticket, go ahead, sir. I would like to go ahead on and finish my day off. So he goes back to the car. He comes back. He said, here's what it is. I gotta get you to step out of your car, sign some tickets, and talk to you about your license because the dog is in the way. You can't do it through the window because the dog keep coming up to the window trying to lick him or whatever. He used a good excuse and got me out the car. I get out the car and immediately I'm put in handcuffs. Like 1 second, boom. And he tells me, you think I ain't see your videos? He goes searching for my firearm and pulls out my gun in my inside pocket. I said, you can't do that. That's illegal. He said, no, it's not. He go back to the car. He runs my serial number and said, now you've been arrested for possession of a stolen firearm.
All right.
What?
All right. So keep in mind, this was going on several years ago. Several years ago, there wasn't nearly the kerfuffle about serial numbers there is now. They used to didn't bother keeping a registry. It wasn't really a thing. And most states still don't require any form of registration or anything for on a firearm. It's a right. You can't have a right removed by litigation. That doesn't make any sense, right? I'm of the opinion after a person serves their time, if it's not a violent felony, then the right to bear arms should be returned.
Right. If it's not a violent, yes.
Now, if you're caught for a triple murder, I don't feel comfortable giving you the tool by which you murdered some other people with. I think those people can have their rights abbreviated. But I could be convinced otherwise by an individual, and so I think there should be a very, I guess the term would be liberal expungement policy of some sort, something that would allow you to regain your rights that you've lost through stupid decisions in your past, because I was once one of those people who made stupid decisions, but I did not catch a felony.
Right.
So
welcome in, Joko.
If I can change, why can't other people also change? I don't expect them to. What's up, Joko? Welcome in, bud. Good to see you.
I said, what? He was like, yeah, your gun came back stolen. I said, man, that's bullshit. I bought that gun off armslist.com. I met up with somebody personally who gun it was, or who gun he said it was, and bought it from him. I said, and even if it is stolen, it was not no way for me to know that that gun was stolen when I purchased it. So therefore, why am I ready to go to jail? He said, tell it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a cautionary tale. Whenever you are going to buy a firearm, please go to a legal licensed firearms distributor. The gun show loophole is a non-existent thing, but there are private licensed vendors that you can talk to. You don't have to go to a freaking Bass and Pro Shop or whatever. You know, I'm just saying, you can do it. You don't have to do it in public. It's kind of a private thing.
To the judge. So that's what happened.
According to Arizona v. Hicks, the Plainview Doctrine requires the police to have probable cause indicating that an item is either evidence of a crime or a contraband in order to search and seize it without a warrant. In other words, Sergeant Jonathan Nathanson did not have sufficient grounds to run the serial number on Mr. Williams's gun, as there was no probable cause. Additionally,
the presence of the concealed carry permit, the fact that he has a concealed carry permit, should have alleviated the removal of his gun on its surface. That should have been the end of that stop. If I'm wrong, tell me.
Okay, say it again.
After taking
the fact that he had a concealed carry permit, whether or not he was carrying a gun becomes immaterial at that point, because if he's not, then he's not armed and it doesn't matter. But if he is, he's legally licensed to do so and it doesn't matter.
Right.
What's up, ATL? Nah, maybe tased. I mean, everybody needs to ride the lightning once.
Taking possession of Mr. Williams's firearm, Sergeant Nathanson claimed that he smelled unburned marijuana. However, no marijuana was actually discovered during the search.
Got a tag say
I was released on my own signature. Saying it wasn't nothing outrageous. So they released me on my signature. I went home and everything. I was good. I was waiting on trial. And when trial came, not trial, when the preliminary came, they threw it out like toss. And this was probably about a month or two down the line from the original traffic stop. So they threw it out like dismissed, you know what I'm saying? And he walks out of the courtroom furious. I'm laughing because I knew it was going to get thrown out. I'm like, dude, like, how was I supposed to know the gun was stolen, even if it was stolen? But it didn't even get to that because I guess it was motion to suppress. They motioned to suppress a lot of things that shouldn't never happen during that stop. For instance, him illegally taking my gun off me, going to run the number, which you need a warrant for. But he went and re-indicted me on these charges, and it went immediately straight to circuit court when you re-indicted.
So when they dismissed charges, they did not dismiss charges with prejudice. They dismissed charges without prejudice, which means he can be re-indicted on the same charges later if they believe they've acquired more evidence. But you're not supposed to be re-indicted on the same evidence again. In most cases, something new has to be brought to the table.
Right.
If I understand it right. I mean, I watched Law and Order just as much as you did, I'm sure. They're experts, right?
Right.
Indict somebody on a felony charge because it already done left court, the lower court. So it automatically go to circuit court on a re-indictment of a felony.
After Sergeant Jonathan Nathanson re-indicted Mr. Williams, his bond was later revoked in the case. The reason for revoking the bond stemmed from a previous charge related to an incident where Mr. Williams recorded 2 Richmond, Virginia police officers barging into his brother's home, claiming they smelled marijuana. Interestingly, despite finding nothing,
you know, this seems to be a repetitive theme in all of this, that I smell weed and find nothing. Nothing. Right. They do this over and over again to this man. There's 6 episodes of them going over the different times this man was raided at his friend's house, at his neighbor's house, at his mama's house, during Thanksgiving dinner. Like, it just seems too much, man. It's just too much.
Nothing during the search. Officer Stacy Rogers, one of the officers involved in the illegal search, charged Mr. Williams with obstruction.
So you won't believe this, man. I tagged you in 3 more videos of officers illegally searching my brother's house. Don't you know my bond was revoked because I stayed there and I recorded and made sure that they didn't do nothing illegal to my brother. And let me remind you, the only reason they wanted to search my brother's house was because they rolled past and they saw me sitting on the front porch, minding my business. They rolled past, saw Leeshun Williams, busted U-turn, came back, said, you know what? We smell marijuana. It's coming from that house. Let's search it. They didn't even call backup. It was 2 officers.
That's when the detective shows up, right?
That's when the detective showed up. I explained everything that happened to the detectives. The detective said, well, there's nothing for us here. And they went to
AJoT has escaped from the stream again. We shall chastise her when she returns.
leave. They didn't even want to give their partners backup because they knew it was
For the
fishy
record,
bullshit
welcome in.
going on.
Good to see you. Awesome.
Y'all cops. Richmond? Oh, how y'all doing today? I was recording everything from the jump. Y'all officer
actually, if he's been under probably not on drugs, they just use smelling weed as the probable cause to enter into any place that he happens to walk into, apparently. Right? So yeah, I don't know. I have found no evidence this man has ever been convicted on any of these charges so far.
up and told the lady she need to move the van because she can't park right there. And she was like, okay. And then he bogarted his way in the house talking about he smelled weed. And he gave me no time to get my firearm out there. No, I got my concealed weapons from him and all that in case I want to know. But he gave me no. He just bum rushed the apartment. And that's crazy.
They could do that. It's just like you smell weed.
You can smell weed from anywhere. Our neighbor can be smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Our neighbor can be smoking weed. How you gonna bum rush somebody specific house because you smell weed? They could have just finished smoking weed. Anybody could have just finished smoking weed.
It's hard because we can't. It's all like how the individual officers. We weren't here.
I know, but he was by himself. He didn't even wait for backup or nothing. He took upon himself to do everything alone. He didn't wait for backup. He didn't do nothing. He just did it so obviously that he was after me. You know. Right. Richmond Police Department basically have their little run-ins with me or whatever the case may be.
You look familiar to me.
Oh yeah, that's why I was asking who y'all is.
I said, well, will you look at that? Backup show up and then it's ready to leave. And your partners are in the house. You don't even know if somebody upstairs with a shotgun ready.
That whole conversation took place while the officer was still in the house shaking folks down. The detective did not even go ask about it. It's all crooked as hell, man. None of this is right. This all sounds horribly wrong. Had they found some drugs, had they found somebody running guns or something like that, you would never know how much they violated this man's rights. But because apparently he's not doing the things they're constantly accusing him of, they're not getting anything on him. Lar, welcome in, bud. Appreciate you coming through. She's over there taking care of my baby. So we have to survive without AJoT for just a little while, and I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Ready to come out the blue and blow your partner's head off for all you concerned. You didn't even go check on your partner.
So they said that they smelled marijuana in the house. That gave them the probable cause to go inside the house?
It shouldn't have, because my brother's house was surrounded by multiple apartments.
Right, but why did he let them in? Why did he let them in the first place?
No, what happened was when he came to the front of the house, first he said that car shouldn't be parked there. Who car is this? Tell who car is this to come get their car. So when she came outside and said, okay, I moved the car, he said, we smell marijuana, because she opened the door and was like, we ready to move the car. He said, we smell marijuana. He went to the door, pried his feet in the door, stopped us from closing the door, and bum rushed his way in the house. And by himself, his lady partner didn't come until probably about 5 minutes later to help him, which made me think this is another fishy situation, because when backup arrives, it's going to be more than one cop. It's going to at least be two.
Right. No, as I understand it, they're not supposed to search a domicile without backup. They are supposed to have, and that means not the partner that came with them in the car. another car of officers are supposed to show up and sometimes participate. Sometimes they just stand around outside and wait for the searching officers to get done. It kind of depends on where you're at and what the specific laws are of the municipality you're involved in. But this is crooked as all get out. There's, first of all, I don't believe this wasn't even his house. This was his brother's house. He was just over there for like freaking dinner or something. And they showed up, said they smelled weed, and kicked in the door, basically.
3 to 4 cops that arrive after the first cop there.
Right.
And especially when you're searching somebody's house, not knowing who upstairs, who in the tub, who had in the closet, who what, you don't know. You're searching somebody's house. So it was fishy, and I was recording, and my mom begged that I not do it because she was scared that something was going to lead to more than what it had to be, because she watches all my videos. My mom is scared to death when she sees all these videos of her son getting into it with the police. So it irks her hot. So she begged me. She was like, please don't do this. Please, son, please. And I'm like, Mom, like, let me record. Like, they can't do this to your son. They can't ransack his house. Like, come on, Mom. Let me be able to give eyes on the situation if we go to court or whatever. Let me be able to have these things ready. She's begging me. She's like, I don't have on clothes, son. I'm not dressed well. Like, stop.
Welcome in, Culture Club.
Like, okay. I respected my mom's wish. I walked
I missed
patiently
one.
for the officers to
Culture
do that
Club.
legal
I do
activity.
apologize,
When
bud.
the detectives
I was over here
pulled up,
reading
I
stuff.
explained to them everything was happening. Like,
Actually, I was over here lamenting the very few people in my chat. I've got sick from that right now. And I'm just like, why do I even do this? It's just, it must be love. Simping. I'm simping for you. I don't know. What is this?
I don't know.
Why is it working? That's the part I don't understand.
Because it's working.
Like,
We have my
was it?
face in your voice.
It wasn't working before. We've done other things together and it didn't work. And this seems to do a thing that nothing else I've touched has done. So touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it.
you see in the video, and they came out their house with nothing.
That's my birthday.
What are you guys doing? You live on Facebook right now. What are you guys doing?
Don't do that around my grandpa. Don't do that.
Do what?
Go back like you say.
You're impeding my investigation.
Go ahead, let me
Hold on. Leave the door open. Leave the door open. I'm gonna record, man. Leave the door open.
Look,
I'm gonna record. They can't do this.
Don't do that.
All right.
He said he gonna get locked up.
He know I'm not gonna get locked up. He know I'm not gonna get locked up.
They came out their house with absolutely anything. And you know what the officer turned his focus on? He turned his focus on to me because I was recording. He said, being that you don't listen or didn't listen when I told you to go ahead and walk down the street or leave this house that I was staying at, by the way, let me remind you. He wanted me to leave. He wanted me to just magically just walk off and go somewhere. He said, I'm going to need your ID and all that, because guess what? He's ready to write me a charge for obstruction of justice. I got a charge for obstruction of justice for recording the situation. And to my surprise, being that I was already on bond for the firearm incident, my bond was revoked. They revoked my bond. They said I'm a threat to society to immediately turn myself in. Okay, I went to court. I'm thinking that it was going to be some bullshit. The judge is going to be like, hey, that's some bullshit. No, they held me in that courtroom for a month until my trial for the stolen firearm was due. And they didn't want to give me no bond. They said I was a threat to society. They didn't want to let me out, all because I caught that recording obstruction of justice charge. Misdemeanor, by the way. And I was shocked, man, because here I am sitting in jail, my first time ever I'm 27. I'm 26 years old at this point, but I'm turning 27. I had everything going for myself. Oh, man, my life started crumbling, man. I was shocked. I was shocked because I said, wow, finally, like you said, they got me. They caught me. Not caught me in the sense of caught me doing something wrong, but caught me in the sense of they finally got me behind these bars. Their mission for so long, the number one objective.
Okay, so I'm a bit curious where the threat to society comes in, because he was in possession of a stolen gun that he bought through an online, apparently legally purchased it, and later they discovered it was stolen, or maybe not. Remains to be seen. That he still hasn't been convicted on that charge yet. It was thrown out the first time. So He's been re-indicted and is now a threat to society when he wasn't before. This is all very curious to me.
Mm-hmm.
The Commonwealth attorney argued to the judge that I was a threat to society, that I shouldn't be released from jail pending my trial because I caught that extra charge. And to my surprise, the judge honored it. I was shocked. My lawyer was shocked. Everybody was shocked because house arrest wasn't even an option. Like, you would have thought house arrest was an option. Like, hey, sit home, don't go nowhere. You're out here recording police. Nah, you don't need to be doing that. Sit in the house and don't record. Like, not go sit behind bars and get treated like an animal. But okay, cool. I sat behind the bars until my court date. And I took a jury on my court date because I knew that anybody with a brain hearing this information this is bull. To my surprise, my judge was switched. I had a judge on the case that ordered the Commonwealth attorney to release what you call a pistol report. And that's basically like anything dealing with your name in the police database should be turned over, and we should be able to read through packets of what's being discussed about Roy Leeshun Williams. That's emails, that's anything. That's internal affairs, that's all that, everything. To my surprise, at my trial, my judge was switched to a judge that retired. A judge that retired was put on my case. I don't know why, but the judge came in. They put a motion to overturn the ruling of the previous.
Now, how?
What?
All right, so I'm assuming this is a small town outside of Richmond, because placing a retired judge over a case, I don't even know how legal that is. So I'm not sure if he is saying the judge retired after this case or was retired.
No, they brought him out of retirement, it sounds like, and put him on this case.
I feel like there should be some extenuating circumstances surrounding that, like the county judge, the circuit judge, or whoever was doing that had a coronary, or freaking got caught drunk driving with prostitutes, something he can't get out of, and then maybe some judge out of retirement type stuff might be. But I feel like due process is one of those things they're supposed to be pretty on top of. Yeah, it sounds fishy as all get out.
Oh, for sure.
Sounds really fishy. Like that seat heater after a weekend.
Previous judge about the pistol report. And I just knew that was going to be gunned down, because with judge come in and overturn other judges' decision. You don't find too many judges that's going to do that. And my luck, the judge overturned the previous judge decision.
They pulled a judge out of retirement to overturn the previous judge's decision to dismiss and to indict on the first charges and not re-indict on secondary charges. Hold on.
That's crazy.
That's double jeopardy, if I'm not mistaken. He's being charged for the same crime twice after being dismissed. Same charge, same crime, same evidence. There's no new evidence. They have violated this man's rights 9 ways to Sunday, trying to scratch up some new evidence against him. Violated his mama's house, his brother's house, neighbor's house, friend's house on separate occasions, and have no evidence of wrongdoing and no evidence that he's done anything. But they do have him in possession of what appears to be a stolen firearm. So, menace to society, folks. He seems pretty rational to me. I don't feel like he's going to thug out on me in the next 10 seconds and try to take my grill.
Well, and considering the fact that he's been harassed for so long by these cops, he really does have a calm demeanor about the whole situation.
Right? I'd be twitchy as hell, son. You'd think I was a meth head. I'd be looking on my shoulder so much. Like Coffee at the Waffle House.
Packet to my case, because it would show that, hey, this isn't about him having a stolen firearm. This is deeper. He's already been labeled a threat to society, and he's never been in any type of trouble whatsoever, never charged with no serious felony crimes. He's already been labeled a threat to society. This goes to show you that this is about guns. This is about firearms. I'm a threat to society because I'm a black man with gun rights.
I mean, ain't that the truth though?
Yo,
I'm afraid he might be exactly right. This is an exertion of authority by the state to limit a single individual's rights above beyond someone else's. Other than being in possession of what could be a stolen firearm, I have yet to hear a charge. The obstruction charge for filming the fucking police in his mama's house. How's that a thing? I can't film at my mama's house, even when she's saying no, and I stop. That's obstruction. Okay. All right. Like, let's see where it goes.
when I say I'm not making this up, my previous judge was taken off the case. I was given a substitute judge. At my jury picking, the Commonwealth attorney voted off 4 black people for no reason. And my lawyer is in the transcript. My lawyer put it in the transcript as evidence. She said, I want to mark that the Commonwealth attorney voted off 4 African-American people for no reason whatsoever. They didn't answer none of her questions. You know, they go through process elimination when it comes to picking jury. And not saying that had a key role in my outcome, which I probably kind of sort of feel like it did. But I had more white people than black on my jury. And they called the guy who gunned the stolen gun.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that earlier. Yeah, you can't slip nothing past Lou. She'll catch it. She'll catch the tiny thing. Did you see that man's pinky nail over there?
No.
That's one for doing key
Oh,
bumps.
yeah. Key bumps.
Yeah. That's let's just say it's difficult to maintain a nail that long if you're doing any real work. If you're swinging a hammer, if you're running a nail gun, if you're working with rebar, concrete, or jackhammers, or anything like that, that nail would be one of the first things to go, pink taco. Well, if God hadn't meant for man to eat it, he wouldn't have made it look like a burrito.
That was found on me, they called him to stand and they asked him to testify. Everything I'm saying is in the transcript now. If people think I'm lying, you can pull it up. It's facts, you know what I'm saying? They asked him to describe the gun that he was missing. This guy got on stand under oath, under transcript, and described an orange gun. I don't know what firearm is orange, unless it's a toy. He described the orange gun that was missing.
So see, the NES had an orange gun issued with it. Some starting pistols are orange. Otherwise, you're going to have to get it either colored or anodized or whatever to have the color changed on a firearm. I guess you could have it wrapped and dipped. There's a few options.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know anybody who would paint their gun orange. Because it'd make it look like a toy. That's another thing. If you own a firearm, don't go putting bling on it. Do not, because in the event, it could be a flare gun. You're right. No, he's right. That's true. But if you end up in front of a judge having used your gun and they find out that you've got Punisher 5 times on it and a big Punisher skull on that's not going to look great, man. It's going to look like, you was really itching to be the Punisher. Kind of like a cop with the Punisher tattoo. It just don't look good.
My lawyers looked at each other and said orange, because the gun I got caught with was a blue steel revolver with a wooden handle. Nothing orange about the gun. So everybody was shocked, and nobody took the ID on this guy. Nobody even knows if this is the guy who so-called reported the gun stolen years prior. The gun was reported stolen in, I want to say 2015, 14. Here we is in 2017. Who knows how many people had that gun or did anything with that gun? The only reason I bought the gun, I was a registered security guard and I needed it for.
What the hell was that?
What?
There was like a jump scare of a still frame right there.
Stolen years prior.
Hold on. It's like, bam, dude standing in a hallway or something. Wait for it. Bam. Oh, it's him. Okay. He kind of scared me a little bit. My bad.
What's side?
What's side?
I was working because that's the caliber I qualified, which was 38 special. And I had just got the job and I needed the gun to work. So I immediately went on arms list to buy this firearm so I can go to work. Man, they reached a verdict. And when I say no evidence whatsoever in this courtroom saying that I was aware that that gun was stolen. No, nothing. The only thing they brought to court was that guy who gun it was explaining what happened the day the gun got stolen. When he called the police, he showed a little paper receipt that didn't even look like an official receipt. It looked like one of those receipt books you go in the store and you buy the receipt books and you fill it out like you got a little small business. One of them type of receipts. It didn't look like a gun receipt that you get from purchasing a gun. We all know how those receipts look. It's not no write-up receipt. That's the receipt he brought to court. And I'm pretty sure they got that in evidence too. And I'm shocked. I'm like, man, this is all bull.
Right. John called it. I was just fixing to bring that up. A 38 is the biggest gun, biggest revolver the cop's ever seen. He had the biggest revolver I've ever seen. That was a quote from the cop. He had a 38 special. Mr. Saturday Night Special.
Bull. This is bull. And not only that, but they're talking about videos that went viral 3 and 4 years prior. Like, hold on, what is going on? Like, I'm like, okay, cool. Sometimes jury get things wrong. They're just normal people, you know. They're just regular people like us. We get called in from off the street to come give our opinion. And where I went wrong at was I took my public defender's advice, and she told me don't testify at my own trial. I said, why can't I testify at my own trial if I can break everything down so plain and simple to the point that anybody with ears going to be able to process what I'm saying and say, oh, yeah, that's bull. Let's go home. This is a waste of time. She told me not to testify at my own trial. And that's why I messed up at, because when that jury came back with that guilty plea, I automatically knew, because they thought that being that I was in that court silent, not saying nothing to defend myself, that I was automatically guilty. Because if I was a juror, I think that you're not saying nothing. All this court going on, everybody talking back and forth. You're sitting there quiet. You're not saying anything. And you're the person who we all is here for. That's the only thing I can process that why the jury probably felt that I was guilty. Matter of fact, this is the part that don't make sense. I'm the #1 hated person in Richmond, Virginia. Police hate me. They always pull me over and want to take my gun. When it make any sense for me to purposely walk around with a felony on my waist, knowing how many times I'm targeted by them? Like, no one's processing these things. Okay, cool.
Is there any error in his logic there at all?
No.
My man, they are saying that my man knowingly put on a felony, walked outside knowing he was going to get messed with by the cops, and they're going to convict him on it. That seems to be their going theory. Best one I can come up with from the information at Liberty. I want a 357 Magnum. I want a 44 Magnum. That's what I prefer. Black Hawk specifically.
Man, I was convicted of receiving stolen goods, I guess because the firearm was over $250 or $300 that was considered a felony. I was charged with receiving stolen goods, felony, because of the amount of the good. And I was sentenced to a year in prison, 3 years probation.
Midwest accountability, baby.
$2,500.
I miss you and your snuggles.
What happened was my lawyer filed for a motion to set aside, meaning the jury just got it wrong, meaning they're just regular people like us. They don't know any better. But you, as the judge, you know the Constitution. You know how things go. You know that's bullshit. You got the power to say, hey, the jury got this one messed up. Let's overturn this decision. Let's do what the Constitution calls for. And let's not find this guy guilty because it's no evidence showing that he's guilty. Oh, that wasn't granted. Okay, I'm going to be sitting in here for a year, it looks like. Oh, hold on. No, I got one more chance. I got to appeal. And with that appeal comes an appeal bond. Guess what? No appeal bond. You know why? Roy Williams is a threat to society. Roy Williams cannot get an appeal bond. Roy Williams can't even get an appeal bond and go home on house arrest. You know why? Because Roy Williams is a threat to society. You know what they said? With my access to guns, I can't go home, being that I have so many access to firearms. once again highlighting what this is all about. They even tried to make it like I was a bad father for having so many guns. They're like, hey, you got kids. You shouldn't have
You get it right.
No, I was reading West Side's comment. She's all, oh, everybody's over here at AJoT.
I noticed. Don't think it hasn't come up a couple of times.
Oh.
Right.
That's how they tried to make it. That's how they tried to paint me out to be. My son at the time was 3 months old when I was placed in custody. 3 months. And his mom bore him to court on her shoulder, holding him. A brand new baby. Just entered this world and like, look, I need help. Like, whatever y'all doing, like, I don't know what's going on, but I need help with this newborn baby. Like, I need him home. I work. I need help. No. Everything was. I got tired of hearing so many no's to the point, bro. When I say I became discouraged, it became to the point where when I went to court for certain things, I knew it was a no. And to my surprise, it was always a no. I never spoke. I never was given a chance to say nothing. I was only given no's as my lawyers sat there and represented me. No. It didn't matter that I had a newborn baby. It didn't matter that I had dogs. It didn't matter that I had a job, that I had an apartment that I needed to pay rent. It didn't matter that I had firearms floating that could have got into anybody's hand while I'm incarcerated. None of these things mattered. Only thing that mattered was we finally got Leeshun Williams in our custody, and we're not letting him go. Even if it was to save the world, he's not going anywhere until this year is completed. And that's what I did, bro. I did a year, and I came home. Man, bro, coming home, you just got snatched off the street for a year. You don't have nothing to your name. They done stripped you of everything, your pride, your rights, your dignity,
I appreciate it, Lord.
your dogs. I barely even know my son that just walked up to me and tugged. Man, he walked up on me and tugged on my pants, man. I barely could, like, I'm shocked because now my son 13 months. You know what I'm saying? I got took him when he was 3 months. So
He's like walking now.
Yeah, he's walking.
Yeah,
I don't even recognize my own child.
I got a buddy of mine that does a spot on Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy. You know, the old guy that lives down the street that's always creeping on Chris. Anyway, I've been trying my best to get him to come over, sit down, and drink some rum with me so we can have an argument as Hank Hill, Herbert the Pervert, and Alex Jones. I think it would be absolutely hilarious. I want to get him in here to do some sound bites of Herbert the Pervert supporting Joe Biden. And I want, there's so much that could be done with that voice, and I just can't do it. I don't have it.
Hell, bro. Like,
they've taken so much from you.
Man, that was the part right there that got to me. I could have dealt with everything else. Man, they took me from my son, man.
Right.
That's hard.
Really?
They put him away on a stolen firearm. Maybe. I don't know how well the due process was actually followed in that one. I kind of feel like we might need to take it to
He
a higher
hadn't had due process on anything.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I have issues with any of this evidence being used for anything. The only evidence that should have made it into court would be the guy coming in and talking about an orange gun, if that's the case. Now, all of the data and transcripts and everything is available on this dude's website. Y'all can go check it out. It's listed on the video somewhere through it. It's shown twice so far, I think.
Man, I was fed up after that, man. When I saw my son walk up to me, then knowing that I missed those first steps, I was fed up, man. I said, you know what? I ain't stopping here, man. We gonna keep going, man. I don't care. They want to silence me so bad. But y'all owe him Y'all owe him them days. You know what I mean? And not only him, I had another son. We not even mentioning that, but y'all didn't have the decency to let me home on an appeal bond for my newborn son to make sure he make sure he taken care of, you know what I'm saying? So I was like fed up, man. And just processing all this probation officers and all this, and even
if I was the guy filming this, I'd say, hold on 1 second. And I'd go pull one of those 12-volt batteries out of my truck that I know he's got, one of the little 9-volt double head batteries. And I'd go change the battery in that smoke detector and sit back down and go back to filming. There's no way in hell I could film through that fucking ceiling chirper. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Every time it happened, I'd flinch. I'm doing it here, sitting here listening to it. I'm twitching every time that shit goes off. It drive me absolutely up the freaking wall, bro. I wouldn't sleep. I might not sleep the night knowing that he's in a house that has one of those chirps.
Oh my God. The other night, mine went off in the middle of the night. Just, the low battery. Oh, freaked me.
You start chirping.
It didn't.
The ceiling swallows.
At first, it did like a loud beat, and then it chirped. It was
what? Remind me to tell you about the time my wife got the entire fire department here at 4 a.m. It's
what?
Yeah, no, it was a Pop-Tart. But when we inherited the house, when we got the house, the old lady that lived here before us was paranoid that no one would hear the alarm. And so she had these siren quality freaking loudspeakers mounted in the attic. So I'm laying here asleep when all of a sudden literal tornado sirens start going off. And I'm like, what in God's name is that? And I get up, walk in there, and there's not even much smoke going on. It's a pretty well toasted Pop-Tart. I mean, it's south of cheese, but it's not like the whole room was full of smoke. It was just a column from the oven over to the so I guess it did its job, but at the same time, once it had gone off, we couldn't figure out a way to turn it off. And the fire department and the cops wouldn't leave until we did. It was like 4 o'clock in the freaking morning. Wow. It stopped all of downtown. It just locked down the whole place. It was funny to me. Cost us some cash though, unfortunately.
From being threatened to being sent back to jail for being homeless, bro. For not having nowhere to stay on some shit that they fucked up for me, that I had perfectly in line before I got locked up. So now that I done lost everything from being sent to jail for a year, you mean to tell me I come home to nothing? I don't have nowhere to go, nowhere to stay, and you telling me we're going to send you back to jail if you don't give us the address of where you stand. And they tell you can't go to the projects or the Section 8 or the government people houses that's being helped by the government. You can't go there. You can't go stay with your sister. You can't do it. Like, they even told me I couldn't leave the state of Virginia, which is cool. I can't leave the state of Virginia. I told them I'm ready to go down in Roanoke and Lynchburg somewhere and get away from my city to find job offerings or something better down there. And new restrictions. Hey, you can't leave Henrico, Chesterfield, Richmond. Hold on, then y'all just told me I couldn't leave Virginia. I said, okay, cool. I'm not gonna leave Virginia. I'm gonna go seek employment elsewhere in Virginia. Oh,
they've withdrawn this man's right to travel. Like, they have him on county arrest. I didn't even know that was a thing. Parish arrest, I guess, is Commonwealth. I'm not sure if they got counties or parishes or how that works.
Oh, no. Yeah, you can't leave Richmond, Chesterfield, or
you
can't. I mean, if you're out on parole or bond, I mean, I've heard to where you're limited to the county. Yeah.
I can see that. I can see it. But at the same time, I mean, that's debilitating to somebody who has to travel to work.
Oh, for sure.
If there's not construction happening in your county, you're pretty well screwed at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get work permission. And if they don't give you the permission, then you don't work. I think that's the purpose of all of this.
Right, go. Wow. So you got me confined.
Roy Williams has experienced a series of challenges with the Richmond, Virginia Police Department. The viral videos he shares, which expose the Richmond, Virginia Police Department's misconduct, seem to have made him a target. It seems that the authorities are attempting to silence him by accusing him of any possible crime they can think of. I've provided a link to Roy Leeshun Williams' GoFundMe in the description below. If you have the means, I kindly ask you to consider donating to his GoFundMe campaign. The funds will be allocated towards covering expenses such as...
We're probably not going to make it all the way through the next one, but there's a couple of tidbits. So we do, however, have, okay, we don't have to get all the way through the next one. We just got to get through the first 10 minutes or so. After that, you'll understand the type of person. Have you met Betty?
No.
I tried to show you Betty earlier, and after about 10 seconds, you already kind of freaked out by her presence. So yeah, allow me
instead of burning the people up.
Allow me to introduce Betty. Betty was picked up after she allegedly was panhandling at a Circle K, was asked to leave by an employee, so she went to another gas station and found a can of gas, bought some gas. Somehow she got some gas and some matches, and she came back and splashed the employee, set her on fire. And now she was picked up at the Circle K. She has yet to deny having done anything wrong. And this is why we shouldn't have closed our asylums. This woman is sitting in a room alone, and these are just a few hot spots they're going to do right here off the rip. So
okay.
I don't know who the family is. I don't give a right now. I don't care, man. Send to sleep. I ain't pushing.
This is Betty McFadden. Betty was panhandling outside of a Circle K gas station in Florida. An employee of the gas station approached her, telling her,
"You knew it would be Florida, though, didn't you?" That didn't come as a surprise at least. Everybody in chat just went, "Oh, yeah, okay." Well, they be eating folks' faces in Florida. This is just a Tuesday.
her to leave, which she did, only to return a few hours later carrying a gas can. Betty then walked into the Circle K, found the employee who told her to leave, splashed them with fluid from the gas can, then threw a lit match at the employee.
Every time you're sleeping, I wish she could say when she get up. She look at her stupid. She brought my baby piece of my baby. She's like, "What's going on?" She was like, "You didn't really call me." They're like, "I don't know what's going on." So I'm like, "Baby, is Betty in trouble?"
To my knowledge, there's no one in this room.
She's alone.
She is alone with her thoughts.
Oh my.
This is the activity what takes place.
Jet is it to the Zola can't touch me. I got the bitch on a whole untouched beat. They call me B, tell me Scotty don't touch me. But if it's Betty, 30 at BDs, D's on B's, and we bad bitches. We all say yeah, yeah, but we don't bad bitches. But if they come to the 08 to the 9.
What's up, baby? How you doing, ma'am? You need something to drink?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Suddenly she's cool as a cucumber. Interesting. That was split second change. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Holy crap.
But we don't bad bitches. But if they come to the 08 to the 9.
What's up, baby? How you doing, ma'am? You need something to drink?
Yes, please.
You want some water or what?
Can I some juice or soda, please?
What kind of soda you want?
Please, sir.
I mean, we got Coke products: Coke, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew.
I'll take Dr. Pepper, please.
Dr. Pepper. Oh, Dr. Pepper.
This is a wise woman.
We have something in common.
Who's made an excellent choice.
What's your name, sweetie?
So my name is Betty Jean McFadden.
Betty?
Betty Jean McFadden, sir.
Is it okay if I call you Betty?
Yes, that's fine, sir. That's my first name.
Awesome. Betty Jean.
Keep in mind, they have video of this woman toastifying some chick. They've got more video than that. There's video of it that we can't, that is not seen on YouTube for reasons.
Yes, sir.
It's a pretty name.
Thank you, sir. Hey.
Betty, when were you born?
December 7th, 1991.
Where do you stay at?
I'm homeless.
Okay. Is there somewhere, and I understand you're homeless, but is there somewhere?
I couldn't make it, but I'm trying to find out who the guy was. Sir, listen, I had to go to Taco Bell. It's so sad, man. Homeless for like 25 years. I'm trying to tell my family not listen, but I almost died, man. I went to Taco Bell. I had nobody to go this street. I gotta spend the store back. So then people give me a little death. So they was so bad.
Look at what I got.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm not even my mama for that.
Betty spends the next 10 minutes rambling on about her life as a homeless person, Taco Bell, and a man that attacked her. Her stories probably would have continued for hours if the detectives hadn't stopped her so they could read her rights.
What's going on?
Well, and so just before we keep going, I mean, so you gave me a lot.
So we're in a very similar situation as to our last interrogation, where he was under the influence. This lady may be under the influence, but she certainly doesn't seem to be in full capacity.
She's not all there for sure.
Something is dribbling out of her brain hole, and it's not sanity.
Right.
So I'm not sure how effective reading her rights are going to be, but I'll let you make the decision on that one after we hear how it goes.
A lot of stuff right there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, which is fine. That's not a problem. So you're talking about, it sounds like you're talking about the last 2 weeks. So we ended with you talking about, him chasing you with a butcher knife.
Yes, sir. That was homeless about 2 years ago.
Oh, that was about 2 years ago?
Sir.
Okay. Okay, good deal. So do you know what year it is now?
We should be in 2022.
Okay. But just out of curiosity, do you happen to know who the president is right now?
Biden? Why are you asking me these questions? Am I in trouble?
Well, we're going to talk about that.
Okay, sir.
But
Red flag. I mean, that handcuff over y'all is a pretty big red flag, but
And
red
she
flag.
don't ask that until after they ask her about the president. I mean, that's a little sus.
I'm impressed that she was able to answer that. That's one mark in the column for her being cognizant.
I'm just trying to make sure that, because we got time periods right, and I want to make sure, because you gave me a lot of information.
I'm giving you a little
story,
biography of my story lifetime.
which I appreciate that. I'm just trying to figure out if we're talking about something that happened in the last, because at first when you start telling me the story,
I'm explaining to you, listen, I'm black, so you need to listen to me because it's a complaint. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know why I'm in here, so don't get an attitude with me, okay?
Okay.
Listen.
Hey, look, I'm here to listen to you, and I want to hear everything you got to say, okay?
So just ask me questions. What's going on? I don't know.
Okay. Well, before we get started, I need to read this to you before we talk to you, okay? And this is just to protect you, okay?
I don't know. Listen, don't ask me this shit again, okay?
Okay, no problem.
The next question.
No worries. So let's talk about.
I'm not sure this lady understands her rights. She understands that Dr. Pepper. She's like, I'm gonna talk to you because she can't not talk. Whether it's bipolar or schizophrenia or drug-induced hysteria or whatever it is that's going on. Maybe she's got a gallon of PCP. I don't know. Something hinky's going on inside this chick's belfry.
Right.
So does her having her rights read to her protect her from herself?
If she's insane, I mean, it doesn't matter because they're gonna, you know what I mean? Claim her incompetent to stand trial.
Right. So the rights don't matter because she might be insane, or they don't matter. I'm not
She
sure.
can't. I don't think that she probably comprehends them, but I mean, it is the law to read them to them.
Yeah, she does need an eval. I agree. That's one of them 48-hour holds just right off the pop.
At Lou, I mean, you're very well
She's got at least 13 personalities that can act as character whispers. She's got no problems.
Well, from what we saw, I gathered at least 3. So
Something like that. She's having full blown conversation and only talking one part of it.
About today, can you kind of tell me what you did today?
Rap battle with Invisible.
Start from when you woke up until right here with us meeting.
So I kind of did something that I don't know what the fuck I did.
Okay.
It's not an illness. It's just somebody telling me that I'm gonna do something, and I got pissed off, and I had to do it. I was scared out of my mind.
Okay.
Being a black individual, you just don't come speak to me and say anything. I got other shit going on, but shit, only people that fuck with me is my family.
Okay.
They don't want to get kicked out. Sometimes I don't have a place to go, but shit, I want to work and make money, and I want to try to stay out of trouble. I just got out of jail. It's been in January 11th. I only been on for 2 months.
I just got out of jail.
What's your next question?
Okay. So you said that you did something today because something upset you. So tell me about that.
Somebody came to me, white Caucasian came to me, said something to me, but it wasn't.
Did she just say white?
I was going there to do something to try to.
She said a lot. I'm not willing to go back and listen to it again. I feel like my wrinkles are getting ironed out of my brain as we go. So just stick with it. Maybe she has the secrets of the universe. I don't know.
Be a criminal, which I am.
Okay. Where's there? You said you were going there.
I went to the store to mind my business.
Okay. You went to the store to mind your, what store? Do you know?
I went to the other store. I went to I went to the store called Budget.
Okay. So Budget.
Yes, sir.
And then so what happened at Budget? You said that
here's a pro life tip for you. A moment with Sasquatch. If an individual tells you that he's an alpha male, he's not. Just general principle. That's a huge red flag.
you went there to be a criminal or do something to be a criminal.
Listen, if you think I did it, you might as well charge me. I'm not really going to tell you anything else. Next question.
Okay, so, and I'm just trying to understand. You remember, I told you, I want to understand you because I feel like from what you told me that people don't listen to you ever and they don't ever try to understand you. And that's all I'm trying to do.
He's
okay, so you have the Budget store. Attack. And so what happened?
Attack.
I just want people to give me soda.
So attack. Attack. Do we have people here? Am I being swatted?
I don't know. Do you have people there?
I swear to God, I just heard somebody hit the front fucking door.
Shit, man, I'm not gonna keep telling you. Just tell me what's going on. I'm not telling you this.
Well, why do you think you're in here?
Shit. I mean, I don't know. I did it. I did the shit.
Okay. Well, what did you do?
I have children here.
I mean, y'all went in the store and did a criminal act.
And that's what I'm saying. What was that criminal act?
I'm not telling you.
So you went in the store, you did a criminal act, but you don't want to tell me. How come you don't want to tell me?
Listen, I don't. You have to show me the pictures and stuff, but I mean, you can charge me. Go ahead, charge me. What are you really asking me? Try to be correct when you ask me the shit.
Okay. Let me try asking you a specific question.
I know I did. I know I did it. I'm on camera. Yes, I do.
Okay. So did you go to the Circle K today? Was that one of the stores you went to?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you get some gas?
Shit. It's not funny, sir. Listen. The woman that worked here, she walking into.
She is laughing.
It's a bad burn it, bitch. I'm gonna burn your ass next time.
Wow.
She wasn't expecting that question. This is one of those examples of you don't get to choose what you find is funny, right?
Right. Well, and it's just so interesting. You know what I mean? She's like, I committed a crime, but don't want to tell you the crime. And she's all, I know I did it. Like
I did it.
Targeted pattern, said, the voices don't want me to tell you,
Right. The voices
but they'll allow her to say I did it, but
maybe
they
her
won't
invisible
describe.
friend is a lawyer.
Say that to me.
So anyway, you said you burnt that bitch's ass. So
Listen, the two white people and it's still gonna burn. I tried when I seen the glass, I was trying to go jump and get to register. Do they have the keys on them?
Does this qualify as a hate crime?
It possibly.
And if not, why not?
I mean, she sure is stressing on the white of the people.
She does seem to be stressing this point, although I don't think you'll sell that through the through a court of law there.
Maybe not, but I mean,
every store is different. Every store works different. I don't know if they do. So just because again we kind of switched there, so I just want to check. So you were trying to get the money, and
listen, that was my first attempt. She said some shit to me.
Okay, and what did she say to you?
I asked somebody. Well, I didn't have no money. I asked for somebody for some money. I asked somebody, a friend or a relative for some damn money. They gave me some money. They don't have nothing to do. Hold on, they don't have nothing to do with this shit. This shit is all on me. Okay. Don't put them motherfuckers in me because they gonna tell you they ain't do shit.
Well, that's okay. That's fine. So
okay, I'm just saying.
What I want to know then, and we're missing.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Okay. She came and got out the car. I got the.
Ben, I suspect they know they're on somewhat spongy ground and interrogating this lady who can't seem to keep. She seems to have her story straight, but she can't seem to keep it all in a basket, right?
And she's confessing, but not fully.
But is it a binding confession? Does she realize what she did is wrong? What it comes down to? Is she too far gone to hold culpable?
She made the statement, though.
And she's on camera doing it, laughing and making jokes about them.
I understand. I understand.
Somebody.
I think her sane self knows what happened. I believe her crazy self made her do it. You know what I mean? And the sane self knows what was done. But of course, again, you can't. That's where you get the incompetent, not incompetent. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Am I wrong?
Sorry.
No,
I
you're
have
good.
children. They're like tiny people. Like little. They're not so little anymore. They're all adults now, but they don't act like it anymore. When they were young, they were always trying to act so adult and proper. And now that they're adults, they're like
they act all kiddish.
Stupid. They're children. I feel like I failed them.
Damn, what is it called? A gas tank?
Gas can?
I got the gas can. I've been asking for a gas can. Nobody want to get me one. Earlier, I had to do what I did. I did a little crack with her. Trying my business.
Crack.
See, I'm still focused on doing it. So, and if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
So,
So you threw the gas on her. You lit the match. You tossed it on her.
And I walked away.
And you walked away.
Yes, sir.
So was it specifically the woman that was at the store?
Listen, I'm not saying it's probably somebody making rumors. I don't believe this.
But did somebody tell you that the woman at the store said something to you?
No, never. That's funny. But shit, when I get on and I apologize. But I don't know. Shit, I want to see what they're gonna say. Somebody must be lying.
Well, who's lying? Tell me about that. Who's lying?
She really never said anything to me. I ain't got no problem with her.
Well,
I understand this shit.
Well, then why? If you don't have a problem with her, then why did you throw gas on her?
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking a family and a family relative.
Okay, that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking because you talked about throwing.
No, the lady came to me and said something. Listen.
That's what I'm asking you.
What?
I'm asking you. The lady who threw the gas on. Let's talk about her. Did she say something to you?
Yeah, she did, sir.
Tell me what she said.
Okay. I had the gas tank in my hand. Goddamn, how many times I gotta tell you this shit? I had a gas.
No. I'm not talking about then. I'm talking about before then. Because I'm just trying to make sure I understand you.
I'm totally lost.
I know, sir. You asked me.
All right. The time of events, according to the footage, we're not going to get to.
Right.
She was at the Circle K talking to someone who didn't seem to want to talk to her. One of the employees walks out, says something to her, goes back inside. She leaves goes and steals, buys, cheats, or cons a can of gas and some matches from somewhere. Comes back, walks into the Circle K, splashes home chick, strikes a match, set her on fire, and leaves. Then she doesn't have anything against her or her family folks in them, but she shouldn't have said that to her. They're trying to figure out what she said exactly. Why did you burn this woman in the middle of the
triggered her, right?
Right. And it was apparently just telling her she can't panhandle on the islands, self-serve pumps.
When she came to me, I was walking around my business. I still was going to go and start burning the people up. That's not what I'm saying, sir.
Okay.
She came and said something to me. Okay, I had a gas in my hand. She's like, I didn't say that to her. She's like, you could just go in here. I got mad as fuck. I'm already mad. I got to do some shit. I don't want to. I don't even know you. I don't want to do shit to you.
You're basically pissed off because she's telling you to go away.
No, she didn't tell me to go away. Shit, she just came up to me. I don't know her. Listen, the other girl, she doesn't give me money for gas. She just walked up. She didn't walk up to me, and I met her halfway. I'm trying to put gas in the shit. I'm still gonna do shit to these niggas. I'm getting mad, but she can't say something to me.
Okay. When did you? And
you gotta do that thing.
Well, it's that time. 2 hours. Yes. Hope you enjoyed your Lost with AJoT. Thank you, everybody, for coming in, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay.
The stirs make you glance. Grab your hats, y'all. AJoT's going live on YouTube where the truth's live. With the boots on the ground, a cam in her hand, AJoT's patrolling this great land. Through city streets and back road dust, she's watching the watchers in her we trust. Streaming live from dawn to night, she's the voice of justice, the beacon of light. AJoT standing tall and proud, country heart, her voice ain't loud. Tune